The phone rang at precisely 12:02 a.m. in the dead of night, when the house lay still and breathing seemed too loud. The ring cut through everything sharp, sudden, ominous. 18-year-old Emma Fletcher lay frozen in bed, her eyes wide open. She stared at the ceiling, the curtains still rustling from the fan, the glow of the digital clock blinking 12:02. She knew, deep in her gut, that something was wrong. She reached for her phone on the nightstand, heart pounding. When she picked it up, the screen showed unknown number. She exhaled in relief, probably a late prank from her friend Sarah. She pressed answer. "Hello?" she said, voice brittle. There was silence, then a faint click. "Is anyone there?" she asked. There was a soft breath, like something exhaling. Then the line went dead. Emma flipped her phone onto the bed, lungs tight. She tried to shake off the feeling. "Probably just a wrong number," she murmured. She sat up. The fan above rattled. The hallway beyond her bedroom door was pitch black, except for the small night light in the corner. She climbed out of bed and crept into the hallway. The air felt colder. The night light flickered. She glanced at her phone. The time read 12:04. Why did she feel watched? The house was quiet. She returned to her room and slid underneath the blankets, wrapping them around her like armor. She stared at the ceiling. Eventually, exhaustion claimed her, and she fell into fitful sleep. Hours later, she was awakened by the sound of footsteps on the wooden floor of the hallway outside her door. Thump, thump, thump. She froze. Breath caught. The clock on her phone read 12:59 a.m. They were approaching. She couldn't move, couldn't scream. The footsteps stopped right outside her door. Silence. Suddenly, the hallway light snapped off. Her nightlight flickered and went out. She was plunged into darkness. She could hear the soft creak of the door. Someone, or something, had begun to open her door. She shut her eyes, pulled the covers up to her nose. The door pushed open. The air around her went ice cold. She could see a pair of pale fingers curl around the edge of the door. She heard a sound like breathing in her ear, though no one was near. The figure stepped into the room. She opened her eyes. It was only for a split second. A face distorted, too long. Black eyes, reflecting nothing. The lips stretched into a grin that didn't reach its eyes. One ring bound the middle finger. The creature leaned closer. "Hello, Emma," it whispered. She recognized the voice. Or she thought she did. "Sarah," she squeezed out. The grin grew wider. "Not your Sarah," it sighed softly. "Your midnight caller." Her phone buzzed violently in her hand. It had been under the covers the whole time. On the screen, unknown number. The figure pointed toward the phone. "Answer," it said. Adrenaline coursed through Emma. She dropped the phone. The figure hissed and backed away, vanishing into the darkness in the blink of an eye. Emma scrambled from bed, dialing her friend's number with shaking fingers. No one answered. She ran out of her room, down the hallway, the light still out, the house silent except for her ragged breathing. He reached the living room. The big hallway window looked black. The front door, she noticed, was slightly ajar. She bolted outside, calling for help, yelling for her parents, but no one answered. She turned around. No car in the driveway, no lights on. The house stood dark, silent. The phone in her hand erupted into a ring. She made herself look. The screen showed last call. Trembling, she answered, low and hollow. A voice spoke her name. "Emma, your time is up." Then the line went dead. Later that morning, the police found the house locked from the inside. No sign of forced entry. No one inside. The only oddity, Emma's phone lying on the living room floor, its battery drained but still locked to unknown number. Later, an old local article surfaced. A story from 10 years ago about a man who died in that very house. He'd made one single phone call just after midnight, locked the house door behind him, and was found hours later, lifeless. His phone showing unknown number. People began to whisper. When the clock reaches 12:03 a.m. and the phone rings, If you answer, you faint from the fear of what you see. The creature known as the Midnight Caller takes the last seconds of your time. So if you hear the ring at 12:03, don't pick up. Let it go to voicemail, or better yet, power off your phone, because you don't want to know what happens after the lights go out and your name is whispered by the darkness. One final thing. If you do answer and hear a soft click and nothing on the line, then it's your turn. The Midnight Caller is waiting, and now your clock reads 12:03 a.m. If you like scary stories or urban legends, then don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.